Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
Chiefs Chargers in Brazil on Friday on YouTube. They're going to give everyone that game for free. They're so generous because the rest of the season they're going to fleece you for all your money.
That's one, Scott. That division to me, based on what's happened to the Chiefs the last couple seasons, that division, the AFC West, could be up for grabs here. I know Chiefs fans think I'm probably out of my mind.
Pharrell, Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
I actually like the fact that they went 7 games against a quality opponent here and still had to face adversity even in a game number 7. How are we setting up this next series where they rested Minnesota Timberwolves team taking on OKC fresh from the fight here?
They had an extremely, maybe it's just too strong a statement to say, easier pathway than people thought, particularly because of their size.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that rim. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of
18.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on.
And welcome in. It's in-game live game day on this fabulous non-football Friday. Soon enough, though, my friends. Scott Wetzel along with Dave Sharapan for the next 2 glorious hours, right up until 10 p.m. Eastern Time, watching, analyzing, and betting on the world of sports. The Mets just hit a home run. Ooh, foul ball. No. 2-0.
Foul ball.
On the world, almost 4-0. So that would have been good over our favorite lovable Colorado Rockies. Busy night, Mr. Sharapan. We got Nick Hamady, zonecoverage.com. We'll do a little NBA with him. We got Sean Higgs from Winners and Winers, and we got our good buddy Cam Stewart, who no doubt will recap the NHL, little golf, and obviously some baseball stuff. We got our 5 on the line. We got our Black Clouds, SGPs. No football. Well, no hockey, no NBA, but we can still do a little preview stuff in addition to a full slate of baseball. So what's going on, my friend? How are you tonight?
Good to see you, sir. This is our first official in-game live game day with no other sports other than baseball. So, there's good softball going on. I don't know how many people bet it, but we need Tennessee to beat Florida in the first game there tonight, personally. But good baseball games going on right now. We put out a poll earlier today. Which baseball game is it that you'll be watching if you're watching or betting a game tonight? There it is right there. Good job by the graphics fellas. Brewers, Phillies. Brewers are just starting to open it up. Yeah, let's just hit a home run. Tigers, Royals. Really good AL Central matchup. Pirates, Padres out west. The Padres are still one of the premier teams in baseball, and it would be a betting opportunity to take the Padres. Or the Yankees and the Dodgers, which seems like the obvious and running away choice because it's really a primetime game out west. Big names, Max Fried pitching for the Yankees. Wetzel, can you remember the last time the Dodgers were dogs at home?
I know. I brought that up with Ranieri when I was on Game Time Decisions. Yeah. I can't. I didn't think we'd see that this year. I didn't think we'd see less than 150, to tell you the truth, let alone as favorites, let alone underdogs. So it does bring up a great little system I like. Don't have the numbers to give you, okay, this is what it's winning at. But I'm telling you, doing this stuff for 30 years, it does come out way more times than not. And I love, Dave, betting on teams that are facing a team that eliminated them the year before in the playoffs. They just have the mental edge, especially in baseball, NBA as well. But, in generally, in all sports. Yeah, because they have the mental edge. Like in baseball, 162 games, who cares? It's a regular season game. I'm sure the Dodgers will be up for Dodgers Yankees a little bit, but ultimately, who cares? We're making the playoffs. You're making the playoffs. But for the Stankies' point of view, this is their chance to get revenge. You know, they still got that sour taste on their mouth. So, yeah, bet on the team that lost to the team when they face them again next year. So, Stankies are the play tonight.
I didn't get the memo. Obviously, I'm wearing all the Dodgers stuff here on the Stanky. All right, I didn't get that memo. All right, well, we'll have that. We'll have the Black Cloud play tonight. We'll have the same game parlay. Of course, it's time for what the people love, what the people want every single day. This time, you give it to them. Scott, what is it called?
That's right. Our 5 on the line, 5 best trends for tonight. All right, not bad last night. We went 3-2. It wasn't looking too good, but the extra innings where unders go to die in baseball produced an over for us for Washington and Seattle. So we hit with Edmonton scoring first. We hit with over a 7.5 Washington, Seattle. We hit with the Knicks first quarter against the Pacers, and then we lost with Houston against Tampa Bay, which lost big, and then the Pacers over team total, which was 108.5. We didn't hit that. So 3-2, but a solid 3-2 in that we didn't lose any big bigs. So it's profitable. 48 games now over 500. 148 up, only 100 down with one push since we've been doing this. So what are we going to do tonight? Forget about what we've done. It's all about now. So here we go. 5 on the line. First play, baseball. It's going to be all baseball. Tampa Bay versus Houston tonight. 18-7 under their last 25 meetings. So that's a pretty good spot. It's a lot of games, a lot of series. Let's go. Under 7.5, right? Tampa Bay versus the Houston Astros.
Like this one a lot, actually. Like the under. Just team total even under for the Rays. So good deal. I think that's a good start. Anytime we can get Valdez and go under, I'm in.
Right. Baseball, speaking of unders, how many times have we given this out? I don't think it's missed one time. I really don't. Texas, again, at home against St. Louis now. They start a series, but the Rangers are at home. That's the key. They're the number 1 under team in all of baseball, including 24-6. 18 more unders than overs at home. And they're giving us 8.5 tonight. So where are we going to go? Got to do it. Keep on winning, right? Under 8.5, St. Louis at Texas.
Man, I mean, my guys at MLB helped me out with some stats and different things for this. They gave me these two for this game, Wetzel. You'll love this. Matthew Liberatore has allowed 2 or fewer earned runs in 8 consecutive starts. That's a 1.91 ERA in 47 innings pitched. That's the Cardinals starter tonight. And this one is absurd. The Rangers have scored 1 or 0 runs 15 times this season. That's the second most in Major League Baseball behind one team. Can you guess who it is?
It's got to be the Pirates.
Rockies.
Rockies. Okay, yeah, one of the two.
Give the people number 3. 15 times. Ridiculous.
All right, we're on the under train, so why don't we keep on rolling down the tracks? Arizona, 17-9 under their last 26 games. Nationals, 10-6 under their last 16. Put it together. What do we get? Under 9.5. Nice number. Washington at Arizona.
Nationals pitchers have thrown 12 consecutive scoreless frames. That bodes well for this.
Ooh,
this is the scary part about this one tonight. The Diamondbacks and Nationals have the worst bullpens in the National League, 5.49 ERA and 6.08 ERAs. We got to get the starters deep into this one. What's number 2?
Yeah, that's why those numbers are so high in Arizona games. Number 2 as we go from 5 down to 1. How about Detroit Tigers versus Kansas City? Everything points to Detroit. 6-1 their last 7 against the Royals. They've won 5 in a row, and Kansas City's only 2-6 their last 8 home games. So getting them basically a pick 'em. Give it Detroit minus 115 at Kansas City.
We're talking about how bad some teams are at scoring runs. How about this? The Royals have scored 3 runs or fewer in 37 of their 57 games this season. And the Tigers have only allowed just 5 runs during their current 4-game winning streak. Good cross-the-stream situation there for us. I like that play a lot. What's number 1?
All right, the coup de grace, creme de la creme, the top of the board, the number one trend for this 5 on the line Friday. Let's go right back to the well. Over 7, Minnesota, Seattle. The Mariners hitting over last night. Little lucky, but it hit. That's the bottom line. Now 12-2 over their last 14 games. And anytime I get a 7, I'm going over. I'm not betting an under on a 7 unless Randy Johnson and pick a Minnesota Twin great is on the mound. So give me over 7. There you go, Jack Morris. There you go. Minnesota 7 and Seattle.
Like it. I like it a lot. We got a good lineup there. That looks like another 3-2 at minimum, maybe 4-1. Not even big juice. This looks like this could be a good night. This looks like a good night.
Nothing crazy, because the Rockies already started, unfortunately. Otherwise, we would have had the Mets, and they're up already. But we are underway in Game Live, Game Day here on the Grid.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching!
Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this once?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that rhythm. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of
18.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip, try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the Grid. Scott and Dave just getting underway. We got our 5 on the line. Just recapping it real quickly. We got under 7.5 Tampa Bay, Houston, as the series is 18-7 under last 25 meetings. We got the under 8.5 St. Louis and Texas. We know the Rangers unders 24-6 at home. We got under 9.5 Washington, Arizona. Both teams on nice under runs. We got the Tigers basically pick them at Kansas City. They're playing great ball. And then we got over 7 Minnesota and Seattle. Mariners 12-2 over their last 14 home games, which is where they're playing tonight. So full slate of baseball. Delve into this in a sec. Real quickly though, give me your impressions. Surprised with the Dallas Stars fading away last night, losing 6-3 thanks to an empty netter. They had it 4-2, and then it was 4-3, less than a minute in, and we all knew what happened after that. They ended up losing. Little surprised. I really thought they were going to win last night, Dave.
Yeah, no. I mean, we did the show yesterday, and I really thought Edmonton was going to win. I watched it and thought, okay, maybe when it was 4-3, there was a little bit like if they scored an next goal, okay. And then they didn't, and it was done. So, no, not totally surprised at all. I'm surprised that the move came on the Oilers, to be perfectly honest. I mean, when, got off the air, Florida was a small favorite, minus 115. It's flipped, and it's now minus 115 or 122 in places with the Oilers. So, I think we're in for a hell of a series, Scott. I think this is going 6 or 7, no question. I think we're going to have a couple games go under. I think we're going to have a couple games go over. Total games, great job with the graphic there, Vincenzo. Over 5.5 is minus 210. I know you don't like laying juice. Well, this thing, I think, is safely going over 5.5 games, minus 210. This is, I think you could comfortably lay this. After the Celtics bet, I know you're not really about doing that, but just saying, it's going 6 or 7 games.
Not supposed to bring that up anymore, right? I will tell you this: that it didn't exist. The Celtics didn't play this year. While the series went 7 games last year, it wasn't a very good 7-game series, which you would think, how could that possibly be? Especially that Game 7 went to overtime, right? Well, if you remember, Florida won Game 1 easily, they won Game 2 easily, and they won Game 3. Series basically over. All right, they lay an egg in Game 4. They lose 8-1. You're not watching that. Game 5 was 5-3, if memory serves me right. That was an empty netter too. So that was a halfway decent game. Game 6 was a blowout, Edmonton win. And you really only had 3 games, if you want to use the empty netter as a good game, which, to be fair, I will. You only had 3 out of the 7 games be competitive. And there wasn't any real drama. Once Florida won Game 3, everyone says, all right, series over. You needed to get to Game 7 before you got any drama. It wasn't like 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, 3-2. It was bad, and then finally good. So I hope we have a good series. Not just a 7-game series, but a competitive, good games, not blowouts, and have some fun with it.
Who won the Conn Smythe last year? I really can't remember.
Was it Bobrovsky?
I don't think it was. I honestly don't think it was. But I was looking at that market and trying to find out, because I think if the Oilers win, it's McDavid right now. And if Florida wins, I think it's Bobrovsky, unless they can make a case of Barkov. McDavid won it last year as on the losing team. Yeah. Wow. So those are big. I mean, those are better prices than betting the team to win. So if we can eliminate, certain guys, I don't think there's any other way. They gave it to McDavid last year when he lost. Yeah. If they win, he's definitely doing it. Yeah. So he's and that's a plus price.
Yeah, you would need an Edmonton Oiler to get like 3 overtime goals, to not have McDavid win. I did find some pretty good ones, though, on FanDuel. Just a couple. They're starting to trickle out here. I'm sure we'll get more and more. How about these two? Most goals in the series, not in the playoffs, just in the Stanley Cup.
Okay.
We got Leon Draisaitl for Edmonton is at plus 270. Now, he leads the Oilers in goal. This is goals, right? Yes, most goals. So forget about the assists. Plus 270 for Draisaitl. He leads the team in goals. The even better one is Sam Bennett for Florida.
Wow.
He's at 11-1.
Wow.
He leads. Why him, Scott? He leads Florida in goals, Dave, and it's not even close. He has 10.
Right.
The next closest guy has 6. Both these teams are very, very balanced. So there's not one guy that just has 15 goals. So it isn't a balanced thing. but I got the leading goal scorer so far for Florida with 10 goals by far, and you're giving me 11-1? That's pretty good, right?
That is a pretty good price. Yeah. I think what's going to happen is both teams are pretty healthy. I mean, the Hyman injury is going to mess things up a little bit, I think, for Edmonton, but for the most part, they're deep. 3 lines minimum deep. So you might get, peripheral scoring. So you're going to get prices on guys like that. Pricing, that's a nightmare. I know, I've done it. It's really hard to figure out what to make certain guys on a team where a bunch of guys may score. There's not 1 or 2 dominant guys. Like the Draisaitl price makes complete sense to me because he's going to score the most goals, most likely, touches the puck the most. He's the number 1 guy in the power play. So that's good. Those are interesting props. Before I forget, by the way, did you win the French Open thing last night? Did you win that bet?
Yes and no. Ultimately, no, but I didn't lose. One of the matches is tomorrow. Yeah, I thought it was. I could have swore it said Friday morning.
Oh, geez.
It must have said Saturday morning. So it's pending, heading over into tomorrow.
Okay, so it's still pending. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
that's good.
So our Black
You
Cloud
didn't
is still
lose.
alive. So
Yeah,
I didn't lose. I didn't lose.
All right, good.
We don't normally do black clouds that stretch over a couple of days. I
Multi-day, yeah. Multi-day.
Yeah. Although it's best to, I will say this: I got one in. We got Alcaraz. He did win. What was the one that's Saturday? Well, both.
We'll do the same game parlay next.
Yeah, SGP for today coming up.
No, we're not.
Fun?
No, if the Knicks are losing, I'm gonna be miserable.
I'll be fine.
I'm gonna be miserable. Really? You know what? I'm saying Knicks are winning tomorrow.
Oh.
Fuck it. Here we go. Knicks are winning tomorrow. See that guy? No, that's the wrong guy. See that guy? See him? Over his assist prop. Jalen Brunson. He's going over his assist prop.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
Heard yesterday that he's got no shot to win the Cy Young because it's going to Skubal again. Skubal's winning the Cy Young, no shot for free.
They're both terrific. They both have incredible numbers and credentials and stats and strikeouts and ERA and everything, like every single category. Fried is right there with him.
Pharrell coast to coast, only on SportsGrid.
Face. He's the new face. New face of what? The hell are you talking about? Like seriously. Oh, the new face of the NBA, Anthony. Yeah, okay. You know what I mean? Like, really? Guy's got 2 shots. The face of the NBA. Slow down. He's a good player. I've always thought the whole face of the NBA thing was comical. You want him to be the face of the NBA because you don't like it that all the other faces of the NBA aren't American.
Sports Rage tonight. Only on SportsGrid.
Welcome back. It is In-Game Live Game Day here on the Grid. Scott and Dave, our number 1 third segment. You know what we do all the time. Little SGP same game parlay. Yes, it's a fabulous Friday. We've done very well with our 5 on the line trend, so we have some money to play with here. So let's go for the big time bust here on a Friday, Dave. Let's use the Stankies Dodgers game. That's the one everyone's going to be watching, right? They throw the first pitch in about an hour and a half or so. Let's go with the Stanks. I told you about the trend. You know, you play on the team that lost to the team that they're facing if they lost to them in the playoffs the year before, as obviously the Yankees did in the World Series. So give me the Yankees. Plus, you get Max Fried. That's not a bad thing. Minus 122. We're going to go under 9 Stanks and LA Dodgers. Why not? If you expect Fried to pitch well, 10 runs is a lot if he pitches well. Let's go Fried over 4.5 strikeouts. He's not a big-time strikeout pitcher, as good as he's been, but the Dodgers actually strike out a ton. They're one of the main strikeout teams in baseball. So give me the over 4.5, little juice, minus 150, but we'll take it. And then this is where we're going to bump things up. I saw the what's-his-face Judge get walked a couple of times in the series before. You know what? I don't trust that. I think a lot of managers are going to start doing that. So if that's the case, the guys behind him are going to benefit because they're going to get on base for them to hit them in. So let's go Anthony Volpe, 1 RBI, plus 185, and then Paul Goldschmidt, 1 RBI, plus 155, and that pumps this baby up to 32-1. You turn in the Yanks and the under 2.5-1 parlay into a 32-1 parlay. I think we'll get the Fried. We just need Volpe and Goldschmidt to get the RBIs.
Man, this is good. I mean, if the Yankees win, the game goes over. This is a big sweat every at-bat for these other guys, Volpe and Goldschmidt. I'd love to see Goldschmidt do it in the first inning so then you don't have to worry about nothing. It's really interesting, right? So the star power tonight, unparalleled. All right. This could be the first time in Major League Baseball history there are 3 former MVPs hitting in each lineup of a single game.
Ooh.
Think about that. I mean, ridiculous lineups. Game has to go over. I feel like we're headed for an over. I got here's Fried's career statistics. He went to a place called Harvard Westlake High School in Los Angeles. 2-4. 3.77 ERA and 8 career starts at Dodger Stadium. That includes the 3 postseason ones with the Braves. So we don't have to, he doesn't have to go 7 and only give up 2. What if he goes 7, 6 2/3, it gives up 3 or 4? Get us towards that over pretty good. So, we get into the bullpen. Gonsolin lost his last start. He's probably only going 5. Dodger bullpen shaky at best. We got a shot with this one. This will pay for the weekend. Hit a 32-1.
I got the under.
Wait,
though.
that says that says over.
Does it say over?
Okay.
Yeah, it should say
yeah,
under.
Graphic says over.
All right.
Sometimes when a ticket comes out, you got to leave it just like that.
That's true. So what do we do? Before we put it in, what should we do? Should we go over or under? You make the call.
I think over.
I'm at the window. I told you under. You gave me an over ticket. So do I keep the ticket? Or you got Fried on the hill. The dude's 7-0 with a 1.2 something ERA. 1.29.
Actually, if anybody's watching out there and has the Twitter, tweet at us at Opposite Picks, at SportsBK and Sig, tag at SportsGrid, and let us know what you think. Is this an over or under? Because we got time. The game don't start till 7:10 Pacific, 10:10 Eastern.
Right.
So it's there. There's the same game parlay. Now, this is the first time this has ever happened on the show where we have a debate on a total. Oh, man.
We turned a mistake into show business. We turned a producer screw up. We turned a graphics screw up.
I don't know who screwed up. Maybe you screwed up. People used to tell me that all the time at the window.
I cut and paste. I cut and paste.
I don't
Let
know.
me see. You know what? You want to find out? I'll tell you.
No, you better put those glasses on.
I tell the wife that all the time. It's never me.
I know.
It can't be.
I don't know.
It's got to be the wife.
We used to have to tell people at the window, like, "Sir, I heard you say that," and they were like, "Well, pull up the tape." I'm like, "I'm not. No one's recording anything here. We're just cameras, so we don't have a tape. I know what you said though." And then you turn to the person next to you. Did you hear him say over? Yeah, he said over. And you would be at the counter going, "I said under. I have under. I said under." So who knows? Wait.
going to find out. Do you have the ability to just write those things off? What do you do with stuff like that? We'll talk about that next.
No, we're not.
Fun?
No, if the Knicks are losing, I'm gonna be miserable.
Be fine.
I'm gonna be miserable. You know what? I'm saying Knicks are winning tomorrow.
Oh.
Fuck it. Here we go. Knicks are winning. See that guy? No, that's the wrong guy. See that guy? See him? He's over his assist prop. Jalen Brunson. He's going over his assist prop.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
Heard yesterday that he's got no shot to win the Cy Young because it's going to Scooble again. Scooble's winning the Cy Young, no shot for free.
They're both terrific. They both have incredible numbers and credentials and stats and strikeouts and ERA and everything. Like every single category, Fried is right there with him.
Pharrell coast to coast, only on SportsGrid.
Face. He's the new face. New face of what? The hell are you talking about? Like seriously. Oh, the new face of the NBA, Anthony. Yeah, okay. You know what I mean? Like, really? Guy's got 2 shots. You're the face of the NBA. Slow down. He's a good player. I've always thought the whole face of the NBA thing was comical. You want him to be the face of the NBA because you don't like it that all the other faces of the NBA aren't American.
Sports Rage tonight. Only on SportsGrid.
Welcome back. It is In-Game Live Game Day here on the Grid. Scott and Dave midway through hour number 1. Full slate of baseball. Keeping an eye on that. If anything crazy happens, we'll let you know. Meanwhile, we got a Game 6. I was going to say Game 7. Game 6 NBA. We got a little WNBA tonight. So let us bring in our good buddy, Nick Hamady, zonecoverage.com. Follow him on Twitter at @TheRealTinyNick. What's going on, Nick? How are you tonight, bud?
I've seen better days, guys. You know what happened last night, so I don't want to talk about
it. Well, I mean, before we talk about that, we don't have to worry about the T-Wolves anymore, right? Like that's done. We don't have to worry about that, and we'll get to OKC in a second. Are you good though? Is your head clear? I mean, the T-Wolves are toast, and now you can really focus, right?
Yeah, you would think it would clear the lens a little bit, but the way that the Wolves went out is going to take some time to recover from. I mean, I knew the Wolves were overmatched after the first couple games in OKC. I was there. I heard the crowd. It was going to be tough to win any games there, but the way that they came out and played yesterday, I mean, you could have turned that game off 6 minutes in. There was zero chance the Wolves were going to come back. It just scares you a little bit going into another offseason because it almost feels like the teams that lost in 7 the round before have a better outlook on their offseason than the teams that just got destroyed in the finals. The team, I should say, the Minnesota Timberwolves, now that the Knicks have gotten back into that Pacers series. But no, I'm not over it. We'll see what happens in the offseason here. There's a lot of things that are probably going to change for next year.
You know what's weird, Nick, about the NBA this year? I mean, all these teams, they all got crushed in the deciding game. Clippers lose by 19 against the Nuggets in series number 1, and that was a 30-point second half. It was no contest. Nuggets lose by 32 against the Thunder in their series. The Celtics get annihilated by the New York Knicks. I mean, and your Minnesota team gets annihilated. Like, it's so frustrating as a fan. I mean, okay, you're going to lose. I get that. But to not even show up for some of these teams in these deciding games is just head scratching.
It absolutely is, and it's disappointing when your star players don't show up. The Wolves in Game 5 or Game 4, excuse me, at home got a huge performance out of a lot of the role players. Nickeil Alexander-Walker had a huge game. Dante DiVincenzo played well. Everybody on the whole team looked like they were engaged, except for Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle. Now, I'll give Anthony Edwards a little bit of patience and grace because he still had a good and efficient game. But Julius Randle, it was tough. When we needed him the most in Game 4, he didn't have a big game for the Wolves. I'm sure you guys heard a lot of the chatter throughout the season of Minnesota fans being upset with the Cat trade to begin with. But I'm excited for Ant to grow up another year. The Wolves have some big issues. Mike Conley's not getting any younger. The Wolves need a point guard quick. They need to figure out what's happening with Naz Reid. Are we bringing Julius Randle back? There's so many question marks for the Wolves right now that really the only thing keeping me positive and optimistic for next season is the fact that Anthony Edwards will still be on the team. Let's hope.
That would be unbelievable if he's not. All right, so let's get to
you never know
6.
in Minnesota, man.
Yeah. I know. I don't even want to say it. So Game 6 tomorrow.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people thought that he wouldn't be even there, but now you got Pacers -4 is pretty much market price. The total's down a little bit from what it closed last game. Side total, anything you like tomorrow night, quarter bets, anything you got.
You can't take an under in a Pacers game because you never know what they're going to do, especially at home when they get their offense clicking. I think that the over in this game is coming in a little bit high for an elimination game as well. Both teams might be playing tight, especially the New York Knicks. What I am taking a look at is the Indiana Pacers -1.5 for the first quarter. This was -1 when I first saw it. I'll take it up to -2. But this just comes down to the home court advantage. You're going to get the home court boost. The home team is 5-0 to this number in the series. We just talked about the blowouts. It feels like a lot of that has to do with the home and away swings, except for the fact that the Pacers have won some games on the road that make no sense. But I don't trust the Knicks to come out firing on all cylinders in Indiana in the first quarter of that game. I think the Pacers cover the first quarter spread. We got Mr. Halliburton back in the scene in Indiana. I think Tyrese Halliburton and the Pacers get it done in the first quarter.
Yeah, I think they get done for the entire game, too. Perfect bounce back spot. But you like Cat, though, for his points and rebounds, right?
Yeah, I had to give Cat some love. I mean, at the same time, it seems like, Cat, former Timberwolf, like I know a little bit about him, but these numbers are coming in too low. I've said it time and time again. When Cat needs to have a big game and he shows up, he can score 35 points. So they get 33.5 points plus rebounds at a number. I think it's too low. The only reason Cat hasn't been blowing these numbers out of the park every single game is because he acquires 4 fouls doing the dumbest stuff you've ever seen every single game. It's gotten to the point where it wasn't just a Minnesota thing. I thought once he left Minnesota, he might learn how to play a little bit smarter defense. It has not happened. Cat is still Cat. But even with that handicap, Cat over 33.5 points and rebounds. He's averaging 37.2 in this series already, and he's been played off the court because of fouls so many times. Mitchell Robinson, we saw start to get fouled. They're doing the hack of Mitch. They need Cat to show up. Cat needs to be on the floor. They can't run this backup center stuff with, I think they had Precious Achiuwa in the game at one point. I mean, it just can't keep happening. Cat over 33.5. Let's not get too complicated. He's going over 33.5 points and rebounds.
It doesn't really matter, according to odds makers, who wins tomorrow night or if they get it to Game 7 and all this other stuff. OKC's been installed as a -700 or 750 favorite in places all around the country. Nick, is it a formality? I mean, do you got anything with OKC that would indicate that, it's a sweep, 5 games? I mean, what do you like anything in the finals not knowing who the opponent is yet?
It's so difficult. I think OKC, it's tough to not be overreactionary after you just watched your team get destroyed by OKC. But OKC's, they're legit. They play as a team. They're well coached. They got enough star players to get it done. Shea is absolutely insane. I got to just give Shea, outside of the whole free throw merchant thing, Shea's mid-range is absolutely incredible. But -700, there's no value there. I think if you catch them at -1.5 games in the series, you can catch some value. But I think an interesting outlook for me is if the Pacers go up against the Thunder, that's going to be a lot of fun because you got the league's highest scoring home team. and the Thunder having home court advantage against the Pacers, who just play with their hair on fire 24/7. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think we're going to see a lot of overs. I'd love to know what the numbers are going to be for the totals if the Pacers go up against the Thunder. We're going to see our first playoff totals over 240. Who knows? But I think that's what I'm looking at here. I will say that OKC in the playoffs is 0-7 ATS on the road, which is surprising. It's something to take a peek at. So if the Pacers come out of here, I think the Pacers have a better chance than the Knicks. The Knicks, too few guys. Tibbs running these guys into the ground against OKC is exactly what OKC wants.
You know, it's kind of goofy here, Nick. In hockey, Carolina just lost to Florida, right? And really, they got embarrassed. Yet, at least according to FanDuel, they're the favorites, odds-wise, for next year's Stanley Cup. So I bring that up because I ask you, if OKC wins, would they not be the favorite to win it again next year? Or did they garner enough respect to be labeled the favorites for next season?
Man, I wanted them to lose so bad in 7 games to Denver, so we didn't have to have this conversation. But yeah, it seems like they're going to be one of these young dynasty. They're going to be at least what the Celtics just were. If they don't lose anybody due to injury, they're going to be a problem for a long time. The thing that's interesting to me is all this Kevin Durant chatter. Kevin Durant to the Wolves, Kevin Durant to the West in general, Giannis to the Spurs. We don't know what's going to happen in this offseason. If OKC's dumb enough to make a move that they don't need to make, I think that would be awesome for the rest of the West. But if they just run it back and stay within their means, all the new apron stuff around the NBA, I'm sure they can't keep these guys for long. But next year, yeah, I wouldn't bet against OKC, that's for sure.
Yeah, damn. I tell you what, they're going to be loaded. So.
Guys, I got to throw this in really quick just because
10 seconds.
The Wolves
go.
The Wolves got destroyed, but the Minnesota Lynx. I'm taking their team over, and I'm taking the Lynx to cover tonight. Minnesota's back in basketball.
All right, there you go. WNBA action.
Perfect.
That's a beautiful thing. Nick Cameron, check out all his work. Zonecoverage.com. Follow him on Twitter @TheRealTinyNick. Nick, great job, man. We'll do it again soon.
Thank you, guys.
No, we're not.
Fun?
No, if the Knicks are losing, I'm gonna be miserable.
Be fine.
I'm gonna be miserable. Really? You know what? I'm saying Knicks are winning tomorrow.
Oh,
fuck it. Here we go. Knicks are winning tomorrow. See that guy? No, that's the wrong guy. See that guy? See him? He's over his assist prop. Jalen Brunson. He's going over his assist prop.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
Heard yesterday that he's got no shot to win the Cy Young because it's going to Skubal again. Skubal's winning the Cy Young, no shot for free.
They're both terrific. They both have incredible numbers and credentials and stats and strikeouts and ERA and everything, like every single category. Fried is right there with him.
Pharrell coast to coast, only on SportsGrid.
Face. It's the new face. New face of what? The hell are you talking about? Like seriously. Oh, the new face of the NBA, Anthony. Yeah, okay. You know what I mean? Like, really? Guy's got 2 shots. You're face of the NBA. Slow down. He's a good player. I've always thought the whole face of the NBA thing was comical. You want him to be the face of the NBA because you don't like it that all the other faces in the NBA aren't American.
Sports Rage tonight. Only on SportsGrid.
welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Again, thanks to Dick Hambody. Check him out. Zonecoverage.com is his website. And then at the Real Tiny Dick as far as following him on Twitter. So interesting work there. So he likes the Minnesota Lynx, the Teacup Juniors there, laying 5.5 at Phoenix, 10 o'clock start. Then we'll get into a little more WNBA once the NBA and NHL kind of winds down and ends up, and then we'll look a little more. No Caitlin Clark. She's out 2 weeks, so it kind of takes the luster. Even though I followed the WNBA before her, but now it's kind of like, now there really isn't any great angles. But we'll follow just the same.
Fever's down to the Sun, 43-39 at halftime.
Yeah, they were double-digit favorites tonight without Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
And they're losing outright.
It's one of those situations where I can tell you this, like the beginning of the WNBA season in the book is really difficult. The odds makers are not guessing, but I mean, you really have to find reasons to move the number. You got a lot of guys trying to make fake plays to move all these things. It's a mess, and her getting hurt takes away from it. Paige Becker's got hurt too, I guess. So start not great for the WNBA. It doesn't mean it's totally dismissed. And I agree, there are going to be nights where we're going to have WNBA stuff. We're going to have WNBA play, so we'll keep an eye on it. It'll be fun. The Brewers lead 5-2. By the way, top of the 8th. The Phillies
got sucked
against
into the Phillies tonight.
Walker. You did? Oh, I wish you could talk to me. Nah, I don't do it. When Walker's pitching,
they
they
lowered
can't
the
put
line.
I know
you don't like him. He's not that bad though. Phillies at home against the Brewers, who stink, and it was like minus 125 or so.
Now over 500. They're playing really good baseball. The Brewers don't stink.
They're lousy on the road. They're like 20 games under 500 on the road. What are they? They're 10-18 on the road, 11-18 on the road. And the Phillies had the best record in baseball.
Yeah.
I got them at home.
He don't win every game. Even the best teams in baseball don't win every game. And when Walker pitches, he taxes the bullpen. So you get a lot of the middle guys to pitch. That's why, the game looks like it's headed for an over. Another over. Oakland Athletics are not Oakland. They're the Athletics against Toronto. Game 6-5 in the 5th. Total closed 8.5. I have no idea what my buddies, the odds makers, are doing with those numbers. I just don't understand it. I do not understand why they're not boosting those numbers up. The A's lost 14 of 15 games, giving up a ton of runs. Yeah, it should be. Those in the American League, those got to be 9s, 9.5s. There might be even 10s at some point. Has to be.
Some of these numbers just don't make it. Like we talk about the Rangers every single night. It's 8.5. They're an under machine, and I'm waiting for it to go to 7.5. God forbid 7. But they keep on pumping out 8.5, some 9 sometimes. It's like, I don't know what Texas Ranger team you guys are watching, but okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Give me the under. Now tonight, different story, of course.
It's 5-0 Texas tonight, right?
But
so it's 11.5.
I've seen this plenty of times where you get some runs. Don't play under first 5 in Texas games for those that like to play first 5. Because I've seen 3-2 after 2 and then end up 4-2 or 3-2 even. So even if you got the 8.5 ticket, you're not dead, believe you me. But I would go even under 10.5 again. I'd double down.
I'm playing under 11.5 right now. I'm logging in right now as long as this lets me log in. This is an in-game play. Let me double check. See what I got here at my joint. 11.5. I got minus 125. Done. That's in.
FanDuel's 146. That's good.
I'm
you got a good
beating them. Don't say it yet. Under. Okay, 125 is in. All right, that's
pretty good. That's pretty good. Detroit 4-1 over Kansas City.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Will the Padres complete the PP? You had the public parlay tonight. You had really 3 teams, right? You had the Mets. They're up 3-1, looking pretty good. You had Toronto against the A's, and then you have San Diego later tonight against your Pirates.
Pirates just won 2 or 3 in Arizona. I wouldn't just throw them in the public parlay. It's that easy.
I know.
Would you?
But
I think
Nick Pavetta's on the
maybe
hill.
Arizona.
He's pitching great.
Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks would be the
Nah, they're
maybe.
struggling. They're like 1-7 their last 8. Yeah, they're not
I know,
playing well.
but they're a bigger favorite than the Padres are against the Buccos. See that?
Yeah. That's kind of weird. Now Washington team's not bad. 7-4 their last 11 are the Nats.
Right.
So who's pitching for them tonight?
Nats are live again tonight.
Yeah.
Irwin's. Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
Who's pitching for Arizona? Mike Kelly. Yeah. I still wouldn't lay -1 225. But so I wouldn't. That's why I didn't put them in the public parlay. But you're right. You could have. I did more the Dodgers or the Padres, and the Blue Jays. Blue Jays were leading like 5-1, so the A's have come back here a little bit.
Yeah,
so that's definitely not over. My Red Sox lead Atlanta 2-1. Red Sox bullpen is the worst. They got the most blown saves in baseball. It's
Boy,
sad how bad their bullpen is.
Oh boy, they are
Lost
they are
5
bad.
in a row.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're up 2-1 though.
Yeah. They won't fire Cora, but
Whew, -170. I think maybe
Rays
the Braves
plus 132. Yeah.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
worth
plus
the play.
135. That's worth the play.
That's worth the play.
While we're talking amongst friends, I like this. What do you think about the total in the Mets game? Well, they just locked it. It was 5.5. It's 3-1, top of 7. Do you think the Rockies get another run?
I'm laying a 1.5, so chances are pretty good they will. So just from that standpoint.
Why? Why do you root against yourself so openly?
Well, I don't root. I just tell you it's me. It's the Black Cloud. This dopey Rockies team keeps on losing by 1 run. They had lost 5,000 games by 2 runs, and all of a sudden they're losing all these games by 1 run now. Cubs twice.
When you look at the standings, they're 9-47. Nothing makes sense.
Yeah. 9-53 if you go back to last season when they lost their last 6. Black Cloud coming up next.
No, we're not.
Fun?
No, if the
What do
Knicks
you
are losing,
mean?
I'm gonna be miserable.
Be fine.
I'm gonna be miserable. Really? You know what? I'm saying Knicks are winning tomorrow.
Oh.
Fuck it. Here we go. Knicks are winning tomorrow. See that guy? No, that's the wrong guy. See that guy? See him? He's over his assist prop. Jalen Brunson. He's going over his assist prop.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
Heard yesterday that he's got no shot to win the Cy Young because it's going to Skubal again. Skubal's winning the Cy Young, no shot for free.
They're both terrific. They both have incredible numbers and credentials and stats and strikeouts and ERA and everything, like every single category. Fried is right there with him.
Pharrell coast to coast, only on SportsGrid.
Face. It's the new face. New face of what? The hell are you talking about? Like seriously. Oh, the new face of the NBA, Anthony. Yeah, okay. You know what I mean? Like, really? Guy's got 2 shots. You're the face of the NBA. Slow down. He's a good player. I've always thought the whole face of the NBA thing was comical. You want him to be the face of the NBA because you don't like it that all the other faces of the NBA aren't American.
Sports Rage tonight, only on SportsGrid.
welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the Grid. Of course, while we were away, what were we just talking about? How, I had the Mets laying a run and a half, as the whole world has. And what happens 2 seconds later? Colorado hits a solo home run, 3-2, heading to the still batting top of the seventh.
I feel bad.
You
did. You said it right away.
It's just
I bet under 5.5. I'm like, why did I do it? I should have listened to you.
I told you
I got
bet
under
the
5.5.
over. Yeah.
I know. I
gift.
I don't listen to you all the time. Sorry. Wow. One and under trade. Sorry.
Hopefully you listen to me with this next play. It's our Black Cloud play of the day. All right, this goes back to our PP conversation because we're going to use San Diego at home against your beloved Pittsburgh Pirates. Pirates are just awful, generally speaking, but especially on the road. Just 8-20 their last, this season, 8-20 on the road, including 3-11 their last 14 road games. They're 9-18 overall their last 27. They're just not good. San Diego's beaten Pittsburgh 9 straight, obviously dating back to last season. They're terrific at home. Not great like they were to start the season, but still good enough. I don't see how San Diego loses this game. You see 185. FanDuel, I will say, has got it down to minus 180, which makes me a little leery, but you got Nick Pivetta on the hill. He's probably the Padres' best pitcher at this point, at least at home anyway. He's 1-0. With an ERA of 1.2 something for Pivetta, the former Red Sox, another great pitcher that they let go. I don't know why, but at home you have 4-0 with an ERA of 1.44. So yeah. I don't think your Pirates. The over/under on a Pirate team total, by the way, is 2.5.
2.5. You don't see that very often. Yeah.
No, you don't.
You don't
see
see
San Diego.
Yeah. I got this one for you. Again from MLB. Pivetta has made 6 starts, allowing no more than 1 run this season. There's only 2 guys in baseball, Kodai Senga and Andrew Abbott, who have 7 each, have more such starts this season in the NL. He's allowed just 2 runs in 12 innings over his last 2 starts. And this one here, I got this one and I was like, yeah. Only the Rockies with 177 have scored fewer runs this year than the Pittsburgh Pirates, 183. So all of that indicates that the Black Cloud play of the night should be good. Go Padres.
Should be is the key. Because I'll tell you, the worst outing he had is the only other time I bet on him, and that was against Colorado. Which don't ask how, because this guy has been great, as we pointed out all season long, right? Against Colorado a couple of weeks ago, he gave up 6 runs on 7 hits in 4 innings. So, I mean, could he actually, lose to both the Rockies and the Pirates? I don't know if there's going to be another pitcher in baseball that could, say that this year. But, I mean, since then, 1 run against Atlanta, 1 run against Seattle. He pitched great before then. Like I gave you the numbers at home. So our play last night, by the way, is being pushed off until we get 2 tennis matches that will be tomorrow morning. So I think what happened, they got a little sometimes they get backlogged, Dave, at these tournaments. They have a set time, but if matches run a little bit later than they anticipate, then they can't get the matches in, so they push them forward. So they were supposed to be this morning, didn't get it in, so now it's going to be tomorrow morning. So we're live on that one.
All right. Well, that's good. We needed that. I'm glad to hear that, because you hit me for a loop yesterday when you did the French Open tennis parlay. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. That was a good one from you. I don't have any idea what to expect of this next guy that we're having on. I call him Higgsy. Sean Higgs is coming on. This will be fun. I hope he has some sort of mayonnaise reference. Do you like mayonnaise? Are you a mayonnaise guy?
A little bit, not a lot, but I used to not like it at all, but now I've actually grown accustomed to it.
Really? So, okay.
Well, I like condiments. I'm mustard, ketchup, mayonnaise, all that stuff, relish, sauerkraut.
All right.
I like that all.
All right. Well, Higgsy's a big mayonnaise guy. Hopefully Higgsy's watching baseball tonight. You guys watching baseball, there's the poll. Vote in that. Brewers and Phillies is still a good baseball game, almost over. Tigers and Royals is good. Wetzel's got the Pirates and the Padres is the play of the night here, Black Cloud play of the night. So you might vote for that. I got the Dodgers stuff on because we got a ton of good players playing in that game.
All right, we'll update that when we come back in Game 5.
No, we're not.
Fun?
No, if the Knicks are losing, I'm gonna be miserable.
Be fine.
I'm gonna be miserable. Really? You know what? I'm saying Knicks are winning tomorrow.
Oh.
Fuck it. Here we go. Knicks are winning tomorrow. See that guy? No, that's the wrong guy. See that guy? See him? He's over his assist prop. Jalen Brunson. He's going over his assist prop.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
Heard yesterday that he's got no shot to win the Cy Young because it's going to Skubal again. Skubal's winning the Cy Young, no shot for free.
They're both terrific. They both have incredible numbers and credentials and stats and strikeouts and ERA and everything, like every single category. Fried is right there with him.
Pharrell coast to coast, only on SportsGrid.
Face. It's the new face. New face of what? The hell are you talking about? Like seriously. Oh, the new face of the NBA, Anthony. Yeah, okay. You know what I mean? Like, really? Guy's got 2 shots. You're the face of the NBA. Slow down. He's a good player. I've always thought the whole face of the NBA thing was comical. You want him to be the face of the NBA because you don't like it that all the other faces of the NBA aren't American.
Sports Rage tonight. Only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back. It is In-Game Live, Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Dave, hour number 2 of our 2-hour extravaganza. A little baseball, a little NBA preview. We got hockey as well as far as, knowing what the Stanley Cup Championship will be. And then a little WNBA we got to keep an eye on as well. So with that, let us welcome in our next guest, Winners and Winers. Love that name. Winners and Winers, WHINERS is his website. Sean Higgs to the program. We've had him on before. What's going on, Sean? How are you today, bud?
Not much. A little Friday night. I wasn't watching a little baseball. I was listening to you guys and just going to wait for the weekend. You know, what are we gonna do?
Cool.
I love it.
The games are underway. There's nothing I can do now. We gotta just buckle down and get into tomorrow's action. We got NBA. Let's go.
There's still a couple games left. West Coast baseball tonight looks like it's a couple things. Yankees and Dodgers, really interesting. Dodgers at home, a dog. Now, I don't disagree with the price because it's Fried and he leads baseball in ERA and everything. Any side or total or prop play in the Yankees and Dodgers tonight?
I grabbed Yanks run line plus 140, and that was really based on the line was like a 110 early. It shot up to like 140. So there was the buyback, obviously, on Dodgers. Right? But Dodger fans would be like, you're going to get him as a dog at 125, you take him. I took the 140 as a run line with the Yanks because I had the better pitcher. I mean, Gosselin he's coming back from injury, and we see these cats coming back from injury. It takes them a long time. It's not 2 starts in their back. These guys are taking – how's Alcantara looking? How's Buehler looking? How's Giolito looking? These guys are not sharp 2, 3, 4, 6 games back. So I go with the better pitcher there, and it's plus money. I do like a couple of Yankee ribby props. I grabbed a Judge for 2 ribbies because the 1 ribby I think was minus 110. 2 ribbies I think was 380. I got For Judge, hold on, I wrote it down. 310.
That's
310
crazy.
for Judge.
Oh,
Judge was
wow.
310.
Okay.
Judge was a plus 310 for 2 RBI. I mean, you're going to give me a guy who could hit a 2-run home run in the first inning, and he got that. I mean,
Right.
So anything I see like that, I'm not going to. Yeah. Well, they'll pitch to him. I don't understand. These teams just continue to pitch to him. Hey, it's a tie game in the 7th inning. Let's pitch to Judge with a man on second. I don't get it. I know it's a quote unquote meaningless game in May, but do you want to win a game? Why would you pitch to that guy? I don't get it. Well, you got a guy hitting 204 behind him.
It's amazing, Sean, the numbers, though, on him. Like, looking at it now, to get a hit, get a load of this, minus 320 for him to get a hit. I mean, you got to, like you said, you can't bet 1 RBI, you got to bet 2 RBIs. You can't bet 1 hit, you got to get 2 hits in order to really get any kind of value, right?
And even what his home run props are plus 135. Most guys are like 3, 4, 5 to 1. This guy's at plus 135. I mean, he's tremendous. And I'm a guy who was like, you know what? I don't want to pay him $45 million a year because he's over 30. And how many great years does he have left? I mean, he's great this year. Is he going to be like this when he's 39, or is he going to be Mike Stanton at the same age? You know, the Yankees had it. Really, that's my thing of it. I mean, you can be right on 2 things. He's great, and he'll be an MVP this year. But in 5 years, when you're paying him $45 million, it could look absolutely horrible. He could be Anthony Rendon. You know.
Right.
Albert
Pujols. Don't manage.
Don't put that on him, please. No one wants to be Anthony Rendon. My goodness. Wetzel had the Black Cloud play tonight on the Padres against my Buccos. Looks pretty obvious, does it not? I mean, this looks like this is a play. Pavetta's been good in a lot of games. Pirates offense has been bad in a lot of games. Side total, anything here?
I do like the Padres on the run line, which is a kind of risky bet when you look at it. Because if you're a Bucco guy, Keller he's not a bad pitcher. You know, you got Colorado Rocky guys who are absolutely bad pitchers. Keller's got decent numbers. He's got good road numbers. He's, overall his career, he's like a mid-3 kind of guy, a guy you'd want on your team. Any team would want a guy who's going to go out and throw 30 starts and pitch to a 3.45 ERA or whatever he's going to. But I do like the Padres in this spot. I just think, again, better team. I'll go run line. And here's another one. I agree with the Merrill. Jackson Merrill was plus 115 for a ribby, and his 2 ribbies were the 390 spot on DK. 390 earlier today. Again, I'll take a shot at 390. Why wouldn't I?
We're getting some runs tonight.
We're not getting a complete game shutout for Mitch Keller. The Pirate bullpen will come in, and I could if they don't get a couple runs off him, I can get runs off a bullpen. That's bad, So.
How about Seattle, Minnesota? The trends say over. Seattle 12-2 over last 14 home games. It's only 7 with Zebby Matthews on the hill. I know Woo's on the hill, but good old Zebby's on there.
I wrote as good as Woo's awesome, right? You think Gilbert, Castillo, Kirby, they got a lot of great pitchers. They are 16-9 to the over at home this year, something like that.
Yeah.
And when you look at their home batting average, I think they're the worst hitting team at home. And yet they go over every game. How's that even possible? How does that work?
Yeah.
It's one of those situations where, let me see. I had a stat here about the Mariners starting pitching has not been what it was even last year, let alone recently. And the bullpen collapsed yesterday. They gave up 7 runs.
I had Seattle yesterday. I had Seattle with hang. Listen. You're down 2-0 and battle back. I'll take it as all right. We got a shot here, but then these 10th innings with these phantom runners forget it. I feel you have an under. You go into the 10th inning, it's a loser. You go to the 10th inning with an under, you are guaranteed like 4 runs in every right. Everybody knocks in that guy on second base. Both sides. How many games end with 1 run being scored in the 10th? I don't think many.
Yeah,
no,
they had 3 runs to give. It was 2-2, and the over/under was 7.5, and it sailed over with 3 runs to give, and it still went over.
I think did they go over themselves in the 10th inning? I mean, it was ridiculous.
Yes, they did. Yeah, they did.
I would almost. I was
go ahead.
I would almost, if I was the manager, go ahead, you score. You know what? Block them home. Just get them off the base. You know what? We're down a run and just start from scratch. I wouldn't allow that runner to create an inning. Just block them home, let them score, and then we'll take our chances in the bottom of the ninth inning or bottom of the 10th.
Yeah,
that's how I would do it. Because at least you said
guys on third. Let's walk a guy and make it first and third. I mean, like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
So
that's one of the most ridiculous ideas you've had, Wetzel. Walking a guy.
I like it.
That's
Walk him
ridiculous.
home.
Forget
Set him
it. Higgsy, NBA. All right. The Knicks defy odds, although they were the favorite yesterday. A lot of people didn't think they were going to win. They did. They win. Now they go to Game 6. I'll ask you this. We've been asking people this all day, here in the show. Is there going to be a Game 7? Yes or no?
No. I think the Pacers wrap it up. Again, and I had the Pacers, and it was a square yesterday, right? I mean, the Knicks were going to get a game probably. I thought it was a 6-game series. But I'm going to take the point. You're going to give me 5 points? I'll take 5. In a defensive game, you saw the Pacers come back. But this one here, 3.5, I'll take them. And like your guy before me, Nick, was talking about, first quarter, you get blasted, you're going to come out fast at home, right? You're going to come out, let's get it done, score a bunch of points. I like your first quarter over. I think this is an over. Pacers to win, they need overs. They need to score. So I think the Knicks, again, you mentioned it, Dave, or was it Scott? The no depth with these guys. It's short bench. The Knicks run them right into the ground. Come on, you can't do that. They got to do something in the regular season.
Where's the mayonnaise?
Let's go. I got it.
Some?
Where is it?
You do?
I got the mayo.
Look at this. How about that?
I just eat it with my hand.
It's got to be Hellman's too, not Dukes. Got to go with the Hellman's.
Let me tell you, I tried the Dukes. The Dukes is not bad. I was a straight Hellman's guy. The Dukes ain't bad. I'll tell you, Hellman
winners and whiners.
No miracle whip.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
Two guys that can do it all. It's
too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this one?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of
18.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip, try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
right, welcome back. It is In-Game Live, Game Day here on the Grid. Hour number 2. It's Scott and Dave again. Thanks, Sean Higgs from Winners, and that's funny. winnersandwhiners.com. I'm sure Sean Hamley could join us as well if he wants to, anytime. You're more than welcome. All right, so let's go back to the baseball board here, Dave. The A's are doing what the A's do best, and that's giving up runs. 11-5. That thing sailed over the 14.5, obviously. Now it's up to 18.5. Dopey Mets are still leading only 3-2, bottom of the 8th. And we got one shot left to get a run in order to cover the run and a half. This would be the third straight Rockies lost by 1 run. They had 5 all season out of 45, 46, 47, whatever it was, losses. And now it's going to happen maybe 3 times in a row. Oh, that's a tough one. I don't know. You got to debate. Do you lay the run and a half against the Rockies, or do you find a partner and put them in a parlay with somebody else? You know, it's a good, I'm not sure which one is worse.
When you lay the run and a half with the home team, you better be getting a really good price, because a lot of times you just don't get there. When you're laying a run and a half with the road team, sometimes you're laying a worse price, but you have the full 9 at-bats, in the pocket. So I think I've seen it for years. There's guys that adamantly would not. They would either find a dance partner or just play it on a money line. They pay the price.
Right.
And, not lay the run and a half, because you win the game, but you lose the bet. And it's, you want to talk about agita? Do that a few times. Lay the run and a half and lay a little bit of juice, or a little bit more juice, and you get nothing but that frustration pain bubble in your stomach, like after you eat Mexican food. You know what that's like. That's no good for anybody.
Did Lindor just hit a home run?
Did
it hit the top of the wall? It would be right around third with nobody out, so you would think they would score. Home run?
Okay.
We got a shot.
There you go.
4-2 Metsies. How about that? Lady Luck is with us tonight.
How about that?
Did it hit the top of the wall? Why didn't they just have? It did hit the top of the wall. It seems to me they got like a fence there. I don't know. Is this too simple? If it goes back on the field, it's a live ball. If it stays in the stands, it's a home run. Well, that's how it would be in my world.
I don't
Instead,
think that's the
fences
problem
and little
at all.
spaces.
Yeah. I think that's
so
the way
dopey.
it should be. Yeah, seems pretty easy.
But that's not how they have it there. They have like a fence where I get it, you don't want the fans to fall over, but then just make the seats higher or make the wall higher.
Right.
So, that's what it used to be. So, all right.
Oh,
so
there
I
it
think
is.
it's a
I
home
just
run.
saw it. Okay. All right. Yeah, home run.
Ricochet's in that area there. All right, 4-2. Whew. All right, now this is the Mets close. Then they can't give up on the bottom of the
So that 5.5.
Hits.
I should have went over. Yeah, I should have went over. That's all right.
That's right.
That's okay.
That's right.
All right.
All right. How about I'll give you another one? How about Angels 3-0 over the Guardians? Bottom 7, they're giving us 4.5. That's not a no-hitter, is it?
Let's double check that right
Four-hitter.
now. Hold on. Has your man done anything? Mike Trout returned today, right?
Yeah, 1 for 4. Loser. Struck out twice. He's back in midseason form. How about that?
It's his first
Let's see
game
if he
back.
survives. He won't survive the weekend. You watch. He'll get hurt over the weekend, and he'll do it something dumb, like walking out of the dugout. This guy doesn't get hurt crashing into walls. This guy gets hurt like jogging off the field, literally.
He used to get hurt diving into walls and stuff, diving for balls. Not so much now.
That's a contract that, if the Angels could take back. They're on the hook for that guy for $40 million for 5 more years.
He's DHing. He ain't even playing the field no more.
Oh yeah, they won't put him in the field anymore. That's just like, what a dumb contract, right? And no one's going. I don't know. I don't live in Los Angeles, Anaheim, but is anyone going out of their way nowadays to go see Mike Trout play? I don't think so. Not
like they used to. No.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. No, that's why. I mean, Matt and I talked about it on Bostonian versus the Book, which will be on later tonight after Gabe and Cam, after us. Would you actually pitch Ohtani? Would you let him pitch? I am adamant.
No.
I'm like, the guy's doing what he's doing because he's not pitching. I don't need him to pitch. But they're pushing him to pitch like he's going to pitch in late July or early August. Why?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, you're right, because then they'll have all those guys back. So, I mean, you're going to risk him blowing out his arm again, and then he's not going to be able to play at all. But maybe I'm sure, Dave, that was part of the deal. I don't doubt for a second he told his people, wherever I go, I'm going to pitch. I want to pitch. So the Dodgers are probably doing it. But come up with some excuse if you're the Dodgers, right? Tell Ohtani, oh, by the way, your arm is still sore. Looking at the MRI, there's still redness. You come up with something. At least get through this season, right? I mean, you don't have to be a brain surgeon to be able to say, oh, I see something on the MRI. So we better not, because you're going to blow your arm out again.
Right.
So that's what I would do.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Man, I just saw it again with this home run. Are you a fan of now in stadiums when a guy hits a home run, they start flashing the lights off, they turn all the lights off, turn the lights on? Vinny likes it.
No.
The producer likes it. I don't like it. I'm not a fan. I think it's too much. Do you like it?
Yeah, you shouldn't be shutting lights off in New York. You really, you're asking for trouble. I mean, you better hold on to your wallet. Yeah, you shut the lights off at a stadium, and I'm sitting next to a bunch of strangers. My first thing is I'm reaching for my wallet. Don't even. Yeah, what, are you kidding me? That's why they had to change the bats for Bat Day at Yankee Stadium. They had to make them miniature bats. They were giving out the wooden bats. Oh, yeah, absolutely. They were giving out wooden bats, 40,000 people in New York with bats. They decided we better make these miniature bats.
Didn't go so well? Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, those are the big things. We used to go growing up as a kid, Bat Day, Yankee Stadium. I would always get stuck with Danny Cater and Tommy Tresh. Every single year, I had 5,000 Tommy Tresh bats. Unbelievable.
No, we're
Have
not.
some fun?
No, if the Knicks are losing, I'm gonna be miserable.
Be fine.
I'm gonna be miserable. Really? You know what? I'm saying Knicks are winning tomorrow.
Oh,
fuck it. Here we go. Knicks are winning tomorrow. See that guy? No, that's the wrong guy. See that guy? See him? He's over his assist prop. Jalen Brunson. He's going over his assist prop.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
Heard yesterday that he's got no shot to win the Cy Young because it's going to Skubal again. Skubal's winning the Cy Young, no shot for Fried.
They're both terrific. They both have incredible numbers and credentials and stats and strikeouts and ERA and everything, like every single category. Fried is right there with him.
Pharrell, coast to coast, only on SportsGrid.
Face. It's the new face. New face of what? The hell are you talking about? Like seriously. Oh, the new face of the NBA, Anthony. Yeah, okay. You know what I mean? Like, really? Guy's got 2 shots. You're the face of the NBA. Slow down. He's a good player. I've always thought the whole face of the NBA thing was comical. You want him to be the face of the NBA because you don't like it that all the other faces in the NBA aren't American.
Sports Rage tonight. Only on SportsGrid.
welcome back. It is in-game live game day here on the grid. Scott and Dave, hour number 2. We got Cam Stewart coming up in about 15 minutes or so. We'll go over some baseball stuff with him, looking for some winners, trying to complete our PP public parlay. In the first half, we need the Metsies to win by 2 runs. We got 1 out in the top of the 9th inning. Mets leading 4-2. So I will say this, their team total was 4.5. So that won't hit, barring something crazy. But that's okay. We had the Mets laying a 1.5 as a bigger bet anyway. Red Sox still leading. How about that? 3-1, Dave, over the Braves, top of the 7th, and they got the bases loaded. Try to snap a 5-game losing streak. And Rangers Cardinals still 5-0. It's taking its time, this game. It's only in the top of the 5th. But I told you that early 5 runs is not necessarily a killer for our under 8.5 on that one. And
Right.
we got the Tigers 4-3 now over the Royals. So much for that great pitching matchup at Casey Mize. But still, lead by 1. Not too bad, I guess. 12.5 is now your total. Wow. Didn't think we'd see that in that game.
No.
Is Mize still in there?
Might be time to buy that under, actually.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah. Once we get that higher
you know
number,
why?
I like to do that.
Mize has
Why?
got 77 pitches through 3 innings.
Oh,
He's got another
okay.
inning or 2 at most.
At
a lot of pitches.
most, yeah. Yep.
77 through 3. Wow.
Giants lead the Marlins 2-0 in the bottom of the 8th. Do we lay the 1.5 there? I think we lay the 1.5. I don't think the Marlins are scoring. I'm going to do that.
Minus 180?
Minus 190. I got minus 190 right now. Yeah.
Yeah, FanDuel's giving me 180. Now it's 190.
Well,
194, actually. So.
They just moved it to 240.
Oof, they must have got an out.
Obviously, they got an out. Unbelievable. Jeez.
We got 2 on in the looking for the over in the Cleveland game. We got 2 on. It's the Angels, but still, runs are runs. We were looking at over 4.5 before. 2 on, second and third, nobody out, as a matter of fact. Now it's 5.5 minus 158.
5.5. Yep.
Yeah, now you need 3 runs. A little different than 2. I'd stay away from that one. That's a little too
The Red
pricey.
Sox did not score, by the way, with the bases loaded.
They stink.
So, I played under 7.5 in that one, hoping they didn't score or only got 1 run. So it's now 6.5, 3-1, bottom of 7. Braves coming up to hit. The total with the Cardinals and Rangers, that was a good play. We got it at the peak, 11.5. It's now down to 8.5. It's still 5-0 the top of the 5th with a couple outs. So that's good. So it was just a big inning against Libertor. So that's good.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
like I said, I've seen that so many times this year. Mets win?
Yep, final 4-2. Done.
4-2?
4-2.
All right.
There you go.
I missed the days of 11-3 wins over the Rockies, but we'll take it. We'll take it. Rockies now. Rockies now. They haven't lost this series yet, so we can't update that when we get to my Rockies scoreboard here. They are now -1. What they lose 4-2, -177 in run differential, the worst by far in baseball. They've lost 6 in a row. They're 2-25. Their last 27 road games. 2-25. They obviously have the worst record in baseball. They've lost all 17 series this year, 21 dating back to last year. Saw this one over the weekend. Someone tweeted it out. I don't know if it's true or not, but it makes sense. They've only been favored in 5 of their last 218 baseball games.
Wow.
And now they're 3-23 their last 26 games overall. Amazing. They're getting decent pitching, believe it or not, of late. They held the Cubbies to only 9 runs in 3 games, and then the Mets here at 4, so they give it up 13 runs in 4 games. That was usually 1 game for them, but they still haven't won any of those games.
Boy, it's a tough spot to be in. I mean, that's just one of those ones where you're just like, what do we do next? Who knows? Can't do anything. It's not fixable.
I mean, we talked about it, right? We're going to see some 4-1s. I mean, heck, it was 3:30 today. I wonder what it is with Senga tomorrow. I bet it's close to 4 tomorrow. Is that
and
out
it's
yet?
Zenzentella. It's over 4. Has to be over 4. I'd say 420 right now in my head.
That's what it is. Minus 420 on FanDuel early line. 420. Wow.
No, we're
have
not.
some fun?
No, if the
What do
Knicks
you
are losing,
mean?
I'm gonna be miserable.
Be fine.
I'm gonna be miserable. Really? You know what? I'm saying Knicks are winning tomorrow.
Oh.
Fuck it. Here we go. Knicks are winning. See that guy? No, that's the wrong guy. See that guy? See him? He over his assist prop. Jalen Brunson. He's going over his assist prop.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
Heard yesterday that he's got no shot to win the Cy Young because it's going to Scooble again. Scooble's winning the Cy Young, no shot for free.
They're both terrific. They both have incredible numbers and credentials and stats and strikeouts and ERA and everything, like every single category. Fried is right there with him.
Pharrell Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid.
Face is the new face. New face of what? The hell are you talking about? Like seriously. Oh, the new face of the NBA, Anthony. Yeah, okay. You know what I mean? Like, really? Guy's got 2 shots. You're the face of the NBA. Slow down. He's a good player. I've always thought the whole face of the NBA thing was comical. You want him to be the face of the NBA because you don't like it that all the other faces in the NBA aren't American.
Sports Rage tonight. Only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Dave, hour number 2. We got Cam Stewart coming up in about 10 minutes or so. Our poll question of the night, getting a decent response. Let me go back to it. What game will you be watching / betting tonight? Hold on a second. Fudge, where did I do it? Hold on. Hold on. You got there in front of you? Oh, here it is. I got it. Which game? You're betting on Brewers-Phillies, which is over. Tigers-Royals, pretty good one. Pirates-Padres getting only 8%. Maybe people thought that was a WNBA game. Yankees-Dodgers, the clear-cut winner. 59%, 58.8% of the vote so far. Get your vote, and we'll update that one more time. I figured it would be Yankees and Dodgers, right? Yeah, maybe Tigers, Royals would get some, but Yankees, Dodgers, rematch of the World Series, figured to be the winner, so they are going to win.
Sometimes, when we put those up, we try to handicap what the actual winner is going to be, the most voted on selection. It was obvious it was going to be Yankees and Dodgers. I just wanted to see how much the other ones combined would get interest because the Phillies have the best record in the National League. They're playing the Brewers, who have a winning record, and they're coming up in the NL Central. The Tigers and the Royals, again, both playoff teams from last year in the AL Central. See if they get any votes. I knew the Pirates and the Padres wouldn't get many, but, I mean, they're good enough. That game's good enough to be your Black Cloud play of the night. So, gamblers watch stuff that they bet on a lot of times. So that's how we came up with that. That's always fun. The poll's great. We got a lot of interest in it. I want to shout out FSU fan USMC05, who said he bet under 11.5 on the Rangers game just because I bet it on the air. So thank you, for watching SportsGrid and for letting us know. hopefully that one gets home. Sometimes we get some good numbers and some good bets, so that's a good thing. And Johnny Roast Beef is talking about the lights going out. Yeah, you may be onto something with that. With that. Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah.
By the way, that Rangers game, I told you, right? Don't worry about it. I know if you have the original number 8.5, it's not over. It was like 5 runs in the second inning. It's still 5-0, trickling along. Hank Stram once said it's bottom of the 5th, and the over/under is back down to the original number 8.5. So let's double check and make sure that that's not a no-hitter. The odd thing with that is that the pitcher that we thought would be pitching great to keep it an under for the Cardinals is the one that gave up the 5 runs, not the other way around.
Right. Cardinals have 3 hits. The Texas has 7. So,
all right. So let's keep that one going. Get that into the 7th inning, and then you can hedge a little bit. But if you grabbed it at 11.5, which was just, I'll tell you that it's not a bad, for in-game guys, players, right? Which is what we do here. As I said before, I've seen a lot of Ranger games have 2, 3, 4 runs in the first 2, 3, 4 innings, and then it just shuts it down. I don't know what their bullpen ERA is, but it's got to be one of the best in baseball, and they still can't hit. So they're a good play under to start, score a couple of runs, have the line go up 1, 2, 3 more runs like it did today, and then pound the under again. And chances are halfway decent that it'll come out on top. So at least that's been the formula so far. And I see the Braves with 2 on against the Red Sox. You want to bet they blow this? You want to bet? Lead the majors in blown saves. Still getting $186 on Atlanta. I bet they come back.
How about plus a run and a half? It's only minus 120 right now. Let's do that.
That's even better. Yeah.
We're going to do that right now, actually.
Yeah.
Jump on that.
That's a pretty good play.
We're in the mood tonight. We're making moves. We're making moves. I like this. Okay.
You want to go?
Wow.
We got 16 runs already in Toronto A's, bottom 7 with a runner on base, according to FanDuel. And they're giving us 18.5, albeit minus 180 to the over. So are we not going to get one more run in Oakland? A's, Toronto?
That game is absurd. 11-5. I don't know. Without watching it, the danger of that is a position player coming in. That always makes me nervous. So, we got Cam Stewart coming up. It's a lock that Cam probably has the Blue Jays game on, so we'll be able to ask him.
That's true.
When he comes in,
I would think you'd get one more. They're in the top of the 8th now. I guess they didn't score bottom 7, but I still think you're going to get one more run.
I got 17.5. You have 16.5? Yeah, I got 17.5.
It was 16.5. They just flipped it.
Okay.
They're listening to us. They're listening.
Well, that happens.
Smart move there. Smart move, FanDuel.
That happens. We talked about it earlier. Senga is 420 tomorrow. Still got it.
Yeah.
Still got it against Colorado. Zenzantella has been an automatic go against. There's nothing you could tell me tonight or tomorrow. Wake me up. And, if I come on and see you and Joe Mad tomorrow on the show, I will 100% tell you there's nothing you could say to me that would tell me to bet Colorado tomorrow. Nothing.
Yeah.
No chance. No.
I mean, it's again, we say it, how high can they go? How many guys can you fire? How many new players can you bring up for the minors? I mean, you got to put it into perspective. Baseball's been around legitimately, right, for 125 years. I mean, you want to go back to 1900. And they are on pace to obliterate the record, not just break the record, obliterate the record for the worst record in the history of baseball. All those awful Cub teams, all those awful Met teams when they first came into existence, all the awful Tiger teams, the worst in the history of baseball by about 10 games.
Yeah.
Not even close. As bad as the White Sox were, at least they got 41. This team's not getting 41 wins.
It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense with the way the game is now that a team can be this inept, right? It just doesn't make any sense. So we'll keep an eye on it. right here on In Game Live all summer. We'll talk about it, but it's hard to find bets on it because the price, all the book's trying to do is keep you off the favorite in that situation, and if you want to lay it, I mean, the book will take a bets. I take a bet on minus 420 on anything. Wouldn't matter. So, because all I got to do is win one of those a week, and I'm okay. If I win two of those a week, when you're laying 420, I'm going on vacation before football season. That's a good one.
So here's the question. I'll throw it at you again. You want to use Mets minus 1.5 runs? I will say this about the boys in Vegas. They whack it from 4 and change down to minus 170. Or do you put the Mets in at minus 405? And then the biggest favorite so far for tomorrow is the Padres at minus 235. That brings that parlay down to minus 129. Do you bring another player into the equation?
Who's pitching? Oh, Falter's pitching for the Pirates.
Cease versus
against
Falter.
Cease. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Can we use Ray against Cabrera? Can we do that?
Bad, Robbie Ray? Yeah, they don't have his numbers up there yet. But I saw that. Oh, no, they do. He's minus 166. Take the Padres out. That brings it to minus 101. Basically, even money.
Even money. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm more comfortable with Robbie Ray, too. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think the Giants have won every one of his starts. He hasn't got the win every time, but I think the Giants. Okay, so
I think he
one
got
time
snapped last time.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. I'll double check, but I think I remember seeing like 8-1 now. Still obviously very, very good. So
right.
And a Marlins stink. He's 7-0. And they lost his not last start, the one before that. 3-1.
Okay.
But he pitched well. Shutout baseball over 7 innings. So he didn't suffer the loss. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They're 10-1 in his starts. Dan Store coming up next.
No, we're not.
Fun?
No, if the Knicks are losing, I'm gonna be miserable.
Be fine.
I'm gonna be miserable. You know what? I'm saying Knicks are winning tomorrow.
Oh.
Fuck it. Here we go. Knicks are winning tomorrow. See that guy? No, that's the wrong guy. See that guy? See him? He's over his assist prop. Jalen Brunson. He's going over his assist prop.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
Heard yesterday that he's got no shot to win the Cy Young because it's going to Skubal again. Skubal's winning the Cy Young, no shot for free.
They're both terrific. They both have incredible numbers and credentials and stats and strikeouts and ERA and everything, like every single category. Fried is right there with him.
Pharrell coast to coast, only on SportsGrid.
Face. He's the new face. New face of what? The hell are you talking about? Like seriously. Oh, the new face of the NBA, Anthony. Yeah, okay. You know what I mean? Like, really? Guy's got 2 shots. You're the face of the NBA. Slow down. He's a good player. I've always thought the whole face of the NBA thing was comical. You want him to be the face of the NBA because you don't like it that all the other faces of the NBA aren't American.
Sports Rage tonight. Only on SportsGrid.
welcome back. It is In-Game Live Game Day here on the Grid. Scott and Dave, hour number 2, as we welcome our good buddy Cam Stewart to the program. Do a little baseball, a little hockey, no doubt, with him as well. Update our tennis, tennis and a little golf with the Memorial as well. What's going on, Cam? How are you tonight?
Doing pretty good, Scott. Yeah, the parlay that we put together, remember, because I insulted your dark cloud of the night at minus 390, and Dave kind of agreed with me. I'm sorry, that's unacceptable on the program. Like, when you put those parlays together, like, anything under
no
one...
other games. There were 2 games yesterday. I had nothing
Scott, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. You can find something. Find something. Find something. Just as I said, there's a women's side too, and I gave you Zhang and I gave you Coco, and they won. So that 3-leg parlay turned into 5, which turned into minus 123 that Dave accepted as a dark cloud play. Like, you can't be giving me parlays that like we're laying minus 400. I'm sorry. That's just unacceptable on this program and me as a guest. I take it. Dave, come on, Dave. Wetzel's better than that. He like, I'd rather see him put some 20-1 goofy parlay. He likes to talk about, like doing like that way, like a 9-legger. Like, come on, Scott. Like, you can't put Alcaraz and Sinner in a parlay at minus 400. That's disgusting. Anyway, I love you, buddy. Well, I'm just coming at you.
Winner is a winner. We
winners. If you want to lay $500 to win $80, be my guest. But I'm not that type of guy. But you're right. It's going to win. But let's talk tonight, guys. In baseball, we got
Dodgers.
I like the Yankees. Dodgers. Tonight. I like the Yankees tonight. Okay. No, that's not going to be good for me on the late night show. Don't like to go against the Dodgers. Like to bet as a team, but I just think we're in a spot with Fried tonight. On my book, it's 135. That's good enough for me. I'll take a shot there. The Mariners, I'm looking at, Woo's a very good pitcher, but Minnesota could be live tonight. I guess as a pooch at like, what are they, plus 128 I'm seeing right now? What do you got, Minnesota? Yeah, plus 128, exactly that. And the Yanks are up to 138 on my book. So I like the Yankees. I'm leaning Twins in that matchup. And I don't know about the public parlay, guys. I guess that would be the Diamondbacks and Padres, but there's other things going on. I got a WNBA parlay for you. You want to talk about a chalk parlay? I'm down. I'm down with business. Both games at night. We'll take the Las Vegas Aces, and we will take in the other game. Who are we looking at here? Sorry, I already put this together.
Minnesota.
Yeah. The Minnesota Lynx. But I do have a problem here. So the Minnesota Lynx in this parlay, it's actually not too bad. So the Lynx are they were -7. It's down to -5. People are betting the Mercury. Leaves me pause for concern. But that parlay, that public parlay is -132. I can deal with that. I just don't want to lay 10 points with the Aces or 5 with the Lynx on the roads, but I think both of them will win. I have a lean to Seattle at -4.5 against the Atlanta Dream, but that's just a lean. But I think that parlay should come through. And it's -132. So the Vegas Aces are 10-point favorites over the LA Sparks, and we'll take Minnesota on the money line against the Phoenix Mercury. That's what we'll do with the WNBA, guys.
It's Friday. We got to ask. I got to ask you about the hockey. Because it was crazy. You said it yesterday. You were absolutely right. He should not have pulled Otter. Dallas got back into the game 4-3, and you thought maybe, and then no, it wasn't to be.
Me and Gabe talked about it, and I understand they had to make a move, but my point was you're putting in a guy who's a bad backup goalie who hasn't seen action in a while, who let in a lousy goal when he got in. There was an option to put Ottinger back in. I get it. He hasn't been good, and you needed to change something with the timeout. But the bottom line is, sure, would Edmonton have won the game? Probably. But Dallas came back in that game, and he let in 2 bad goals. I'm not going to blame on the breakaway. That's McDavid. That's fine. Like, Ottinger probably wouldn't have saved the guy on the breakaway, but his goals were loose. They were horrible, actually. Like, the last one, and then they scored the empty netter. I got Dallas plus 2.5, and I'm sitting there going, great. Like, this guy panicked, but bottom line is this. We got a great Stanley Cup. Edmonton's got home ice advantage. I think the books did it right. I know we had Gamblu on last night. We gave him, like, what do you think the line's going to be? He thought Florida a quarter or 30 cents. We say it's a pick 'em. And he's kind of like with me and Gabe. He thinks this Edmonton in like 7. I don't know how you want to play it, guys. Like, whatever team you like. I see a very deep series either way. Like, you know what I mean? So we can do exact games and look at that stuff too, right? Like, would you not say, like, you could bet Edmonton 6 and 7 and get like a nice number? Because I don't think it's going to go 4 or 5. I could tell you that. So that's basically what I'm looking for right now. I like the Oilers to win the series in 6 or 7. I think they win the Stanley Cup.
How about they offer up, will anybody get a hat trick? Plus 155. Those empty netters?
I need more. I need more than 155. 2 goals, definitely 3. Sorry, man. You got to give me 2 to 1. A hat trick is a hat trick. It could, Scott, you know what? It probably could happen. Like, think about McDavid. If he gets like 2 goals or Draisaitl,
right.
Those guys are on the ice for empty netters too. It makes a lot of sense. For Florida, maybe, I don't know, Barkov, one of those guys. Yeah, sure. I think it's more prevalent. I would say this. If you were to bet who would get a hat trick, what team, I would pick Edmonton over Florida. With the guys that they have. Florida kind of mixes it up a bit. You know what I mean? They got Reinhardt. They got Verhaeghe. They got Barkov. They got Bennett. They got a lot of guys who can score, whereas the Oilers, even though they have 14 different players that have scored a goal, I would say Draisaitl, McDavid, and maybe, hell, Corey Perry, for God's sake. This guy's like...
I know. Guy keeps scoring.
The youth.
He's almost as old as us.
I remember the guy used to party and drink. I'm like, hey, why can't I party and drink and play 10 years younger? Instead, I can't get out of bed and I can't walk. This guy's like, I don't know what kind of genes he's got, but man, he looks great. He trimmed down. He looks fantastic. I'm like, oh my God. And he's old too. He's been through wars. This guy, the guy's, imagine playing hockey at 40 with these guys in the league, how fast they are and the killers. Like, I got to give this guy all the credit in the world. You got to say, if they had an award, comeback player of the year, he's it. Like, this guy's on fire, man. And the news is playing good for Edmonton.
What do you think about the Conn Smythe? Because we talked about it and we had to actually be reminded that Connor McDavid won it last year in a losing effort. I think if Edmonton wins, he has to get it. But if
the problem is, Florida we missed the number. We missed the number if you like Edmonton. It was plus, me and Gabe were doing the show and we talked about it. It was plus 155 or 60. It might have been 50, but I know it was in that range. And the minute they won, it went to plus 110. The series is minus 110 and you only get one guy. It's not worth doing anymore. Maybe take a flyer on Skinner or Nugent Hopkins, but let's be real. It's Draisaitl or McDavid.
Yeah.
And McDavid, heavy favorite. That's life.
Like Dave said, if they gave it to him last year in a losing effort.
In a losing costume, what exactly? He thinks he has to be a coach. Yeah.
Great job, Jim.
No, we're not.
Fun?
No, if the Knicks are losing, I'm gonna be miserable.
Fine.
I'm gonna be miserable. You know what? I'm saying Knicks are winning tomorrow.
Oh,
fuck it. Here we go. Knicks are winning. See that guy? No, that's the wrong guy. See that guy? See him? He's over his assist prop. Jalen Brunson. He's gone over his assist prop.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
Heard yesterday that he's got no shot to win the Cy Young because it's going to Skubal again. Skubal's winning the Cy Young, no shot for free.
They're both terrific. They both have incredible numbers and credentials and stats and strikeouts and ERA and everything, like every single category. Fried is right there with him.
Pharrell coast to coast, only on SportsGrid.
Face is the new face. New face of what? The hell are you talking about? Like seriously. Oh, the new face of the NBA, Anthony. Yeah, okay. You know what I mean? Like, really? Guy's got 2 shots. You're the face of the NBA. Slow down. He's a good player. I've always thought the whole face of the NBA thing was comical. You want him to be the face of the NBA because you don't like it that all the other faces in the NBA aren't American.
Sports Rage tonight. Only on SportsGrid.
welcome back. It is In-Game Live Game Day here on the Grid. Scott and Dave closing up shop again. Thanks to Cam Stewart, who takes over along with Gabe Morency at the top of the hour. Sports Grid Radio, Sirius XM 159, as well as the Sports Grid TV. So just a little recap of our 5 on-the-line trends for tonight. We had under 7.5 Tampa Bay, Houston. And that score right now is, survey says, 1-1 bottom 8. That's looking pretty good. Never say never if it gets to extra innings, but still. Under 8.5 St. Louis and Texas. That was 5-0 early on. I said, don't rip up your tickets. Well, it's 5-0 now, bottom 6. So looking halfway decent there. Washington, Arizona just underway under there. Detroit against Kansas City, Dave. We have the Tigers leading 5-3 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Not going the way we thought, but at least they're winning. And then later on, over 7, Minnesota and Seattle. So not bad so far. 1 looks really good. 2 possible. 3 okay with Detroit. I think we'll get at least 3 wins tonight out of it. It'll be a good week. We're 11-4 so far. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's just keep that rolling. The Nationals are leading the Diamondbacks 2-0. By the way, top of the 1st.
Okay,
they got 2 runs. Diamondbacks are struggling. That was one of those ones where you look at the price and you're like, wait a second, this doesn't match up. I know the Nats traveled down, but Diamondbacks are really going backwards right now. So keep an eye on that over the weekend. So we talked about it. You got a game 6 tomorrow. You'll be doing the show. It's a wrap, right? You're pretty much convinced that the Pacers are going to win tomorrow. Done. Thursday, game 1. What's the number? OKC minus what?
Yeah, OKC's obviously favored. They're at home, right? So whether it's it doesn't really matter, I don't think, but ultimately it'll be Indiana. I did see it, so I'll be honest. I saw it. It's a little higher than what I would have said. 9. I figured around 6.5, 7, but I did see it at 9 on FanDuel, which I thought that was a little high.
Yeah. I would probably put it just under 10 to see if we could get a bet on them. So it depends on how you might see 8.5 tomorrow if it opens up tomorrow, depending on how the Pacers win, if they win convincingly. Or you might just see them stick to the 9. We'll see. I don't know.
OKC hasn't been great against the spread. 5 and 9
on the road. On the road, they're pretty good at home.
Yeah,
they haven't covered yet on the road. Nick said it earlier. They haven't covered on the road, so
they crushed everybody at home. They're winning by 20 plus points at home. But I think if it was Knicks, I would say lay it. If it's Pacers, I'll take 8.5, 9. You want to give me that with that Indiana team? They won in Cleveland game 1. They won in New York game 1, and they won in who they faced the second round. Am I forgetting?
Denver.
They won. No.
OKC.
Indiana.
Oh, Milwaukee, right? Milwaukee the first round. Cleveland,
1, right?
Cleveland in the second round, right?
And the next in game 1.
I got a baseball question for you on the way out. Do either the A's or the Rockies win a game this weekend? A's, Rockies. A's at the Toronto Saturday, Sunday. Right. Rockies at the Mets Saturday, Sunday. We already get the Senga number. They're not beating Senga tomorrow, but 4 games. Any shot for the dog to win a game?
I'll say yes. I'll say Oakland or the A's. I think they get a win. Although they've been getting crushed. They're gonna, they're in the process of now being 1-15. They've given up 10 runs or more now in like every other game. Let me go to exactly what it is. But it's not. It's 128 runs they've given up in this streak here. I mean, they're just getting murdered. Their pitching staff. With the 11 runs today, they gave up 12 yesterday, 5, then 11. They've given up 11 runs or more in 3 of their last 4 games.
Oh my!
I mean, that's bad. In fact, they've given up 10 runs or more in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of their last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5 of their last 9 games, they've given up 10 runs or more.
Man.
And 1 game they gave up 9. So you can even go even further. 9 runs or more in 6 of 9 or 6 of 8.
Boy, Vinny's going to be bummed out. Vinny and other Mets fans are going to be bummed out if the Mets lose a game this weekend. Can't lose a game this weekend.
Yeah,
come on.
They can't. They won't.
No.
Dan, great job, man. Enjoy your weekend.
Good job, boys.